the Bulldozer Matt Tremont, the 8-time Deathmatch Tournament winner, the former 2-time world champion, the owner of H2O Wrestling. And if there is one podcast to listen to, that is the Deathmatch Russell Podcast. Let's get ultraviolet, motherfuckers.
And good evening once again, fans. You're listening to the Deathmatch Russell Podcast. They're more than welcome to come on too anytime they want to come on.
Oh man, the girls pop good like this.
Alright, it's a budget thing. Let's see what he's up to.
Thank you, man, and thank you for giving me the time.
Tune in right now. And my guest at this time, the one and only Slingshot Shaddox. How are you, man?
Good, Bubba. I'm good. What's going on?
Not much, man. We were just, time differences. We were waiting to figure it all out, but we got it, and here we are. So
yeah. I'm in the dirty 30, man. It's Admiral, Alabama down here.
Yeah, Jersey Shore time here. What the hell? Fucking us Jersey people, right? Fucking.
Hey, man, I actually loved it up there. I loved it. The people talk a bunch of shit on New Jersey, but look, I fucking loved it when I was over there. Monster Factory, going to teams over there, meeting the people, and just the vibe of it. I mean, other than it was just cold as shit, and I'm
right.
always hot around here.
Yeah. I'm actually where I'm close to where I'm 15 minutes from the beachfronts, the boardwalks that are famous around here, Point Pleasant and Seaside Heights, boardwalk. And then I'm like 20 minutes from Asbury Park, the famous Asbury Park, with the boss, of course, Stone Pony.
I hear that.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, Monster Factory. Good things I hear out of that. A lot of people always, go through there, and a lot of wrestlers have branched out of there quite a bit.
Oh, they have, yeah, and they helped me grow, man. They had guys like Bill DeMott come through, and just the crazy fundamentals that he showed, and it was just a good experience, man. God, hell training. I mean, you get worked when you're up there, and Danny Cage.
He's big time, man. He's like the one that really put those guys really heart and soul to what he does for them. And
man, that's scary.
He's puts these guys through the and then look where they are today. Some of these guys are signed, which is really the big step for you guys as well.
Of course, man. He was instrumental in those guys coming up. Guys like 10, in AEW, guys Matt Riddle. I mean, I ain't got one bad word to say about Danny Cage, man. Dude's just he's that dude. I mean, it's about all
I know, and he's still keeping them busy. But they actually still do shows out of their factory, which is still awesome.
Pure hustle, man. Pure hustle.
It is. But let me just say, you just recently, or you just won a title, haven't you?
Well, I wouldn't say recently, but the CWF title, Coast Wrestling Federation, based out of Milton, Florida. The Panhandle area, and has in its time become one of the premier promotions in Gulf Coast, and it's taken over. It really has, and despite the bullshit we've had go on with COVID, being what it is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What the fuck you gonna do? But that was about a year. Yeah, it was about February 1st, something like that, I believe. I wanted that event called No Limit, and You can call it what you will about how I won it, but
Mm,
it's been almost a year since I won it, man. And I'm gonna keep it around for me.
yeah, absolutely. And because you got to just defend whatever. Now I mean, there's other titles that you want. There's other people that you want to face, and it's I don't know that like on the run of wrestling, it's win, but who's like your ultimate opponent that you want to face in the ring?
Ooh, man, I don't like that.
See, I got you. See,
Yeah,
this is the randomness. This is the randomness.
okay, all right.
If you had to, or if let's just say if you had to face somebody current or legend, how's that? That died or still active somewhere. How's that?
First and foremost, probably gonna say Eddie. I mean, I hate to be that dude and say,
Yeah.
"Oh, Eddie," but I mean, I'm sorry. It's just, God, can you imagine.
Yeah, tangling it up with Eddie, or just like Jerry Lynn, or just like
man. Ooh.
so, oh,
Ooh.
Jericho. Come on. Before he was like really, Dave Benoit. Like the Crippler. Come on, like all these guys that would.
Yeah, I mean, of course, Benoit's there, but we just want to kind of keep that.
Mm-hmm.
Try not to bring that up as much as possible. Or, that person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. But he's actually, I think today is actually David's son, David Benoit's birthday. So shout out to David. Yeah. Happy birthday. There you go.
Yeah. But anybody that can enhance me, anybody that can put me on, and I try not to do the whole particular thing because some people get hurt, or some people are like, oh, you don't, I don't, no. Whatever place I have the opportunity to advance to, and the other guys who's on that roster. I mean, I'm trying to. I ain't trying to have any specific opponents because people do that little list thing, and
it's always been yeah, you're right. They always have that list, and it's like the bucket list of where who to wrestle and when and where, and But also, I'm sure everybody has that one dream of going to Japan and wrestling as well. And that's
as far as places I want to go, man. Everywhere. I want to experience every type of battle, man. Like, I mean, actually, believe it or not, I want to go to Mexico. Mexico is, I mean, it's full of culture, and as far as how they live and breathe, like they eat and shit, right?
Yeah, the lucha diet. Yeah, I know the lucha style. Yeah, DDT Pro, I think it is DDT Pro. A couple other promotions as well down there.
UK definitely want to go there. So, I mean, those dudes are rough, and
in Germany, of course, WXW. Like promotions like that. Yeah. That's tough. That's like
Hey, I love to get buck wild. If anybody knows me, so and man, Japan is another one, of course. But anywhere where I can get the opportunity for real. I mean, anywhere where I can spread the news of Slingshot Shaddox and what I'm bringing to the table.
Yeah, because who's what was the last guy you faced at a wrestling show? What was the last guy you faced? Who was your last opponent?
Oh, last opponent was Corey Constantine. It was actually a recent event that passed. It was a Hero to Heroes, which is actually a military tribute event, which is something that the CWF is going to be. They do once a year. It's military owned, so
Yeah.
that's a deal for us. Yeah, it's a big deal to get back to all the guys that third kind of spread awareness. There's a lot of those guys go through a lot of shit. I mean, the suicide rate in the military is crazy.
It is, you know. But you know what? We're there for the support, and we support them for what they've done for the country, and you know, serve the time. And
yeah, it was fun event, man. You know, for them, I didn't like the way it ended, but I mean, you know, I'm still a champion, but let's just say I had a gang of some scrubs come and try to make me look bad, but when in fact they themselves look like a bunch of pretenders. You know, I had six dudes, six of them jumped me now. So, and they ran off with my champion. Yeah. So
paybacks are coming.
Oh yeah, you best believe they done. I can say, you know, got a little too cocky and played around a little too much. Got caught slipping. It's gonna be the last time.
So it's like a headhunt.
With that heat, my friend. Gonna come with the heat on January 23rd, which is the next event. Winter Warfare. It'll be the first event for CWF going into 2021. I really think that's gonna be really gonna be the one to go to. I mean, despite what we've had going on with you know, the world being what it is, this event is.
You're just ready for it. Yeah, I know. You just want to get in the ring.
You're gonna see a different side because I play a lot. I'm naturally it can put some people off. It really can, and that's just anywhere I go. Not even so much speaking about wrestling, but naturally cocky attitude, and I don't know. It it puts some people off, and then some people are like, I mess with it. But
we know how it is. I know how the game goes. You know, a lot of things happen, but you know, but the one thing is getting that W, you know, and proving who you are. It's all about, you know.
I've done that last year, specifically in that promotion. Nothing but W's. So despite the pandemic, you know, I've come across this year with no losses. So
that's a big plus, and you know, because that's, you know, you work towards that, and that's what it's all about, and showing, you know, who you are. You know, I mean, you look back at your career when you first started. You're like your first match in. You know, you're thinking, wow, here we go. I want to take my first steps into the ring. Yeah, I did the bumps. I did this. I did that. You know,
too many, way too many. I remember starting out actually bumping on the ground. Like, I'm not kidding, like straight up on Mother Earth, and the ground ain't really got no give. So yeah, didn't really do me any favors for myself when I first got in.
Yeah, you're probably nervous. You're like, oh, what's going to happen here? What am I doing? This is my first match in. I got to play the role. I got to do this. I got to do that. You know, you got to.
Especially when my first gimmick, and this is years ago. It was, God, it was like this altar boy thing.
Mhm.
It was it was a really, 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 really shitty gimmick.
Yeah.
And oh my god.
Roughed up punk clothes, probably. Just like a real.
No. I'm talking ultra. Like I
Yeah.
was in a suit and tie, and I had a box. Like I would, take like donations and try to do something, or
Yeah.
it was kind of like it was like a watered down great value version of the Reverend Devon bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh man.
was just kind of and thing is that was what they needed, somebody to play that part, and they just my whole like starting out was like when getting broken in, it was so
Yeah.
rushed. I was like
Mhm.
nowhere near ready, and
Mhm.
I put on abominable matches, man, like just drizzling shits.
Mhm.
But anyways, and I was, of course, I wasn't gonna turn down anything. I was like, any chance to get in front of the crowd and start, working my shit and start getting my feet wet, I'm gonna jump at it.
Mhm.
So I did that bullshit for a little while, and then I eventually
Mhm.
kind of broke out of my own thing. My first gimmick is Kid Matthews, and only some people will get that.
Mhm.
And that kind of lasted me for a few years, and then I just kind of fizzled out. Personal life and
Mhm.
shit like that just kind of
It does. Yep. You want to take that break? Yeah, because you need to get yourself back and then look and then grow and grow and grow and
and I did,
just
and I took a pretty long break. Um, Basically to where like no one remembered the Kid Matthews thing, and
Mhm.
so I accomplished that, and then I came back with what was going to be Slingshot Shaddox, and the
Mhm.
gimmick from the character from there.
Mhm.
Um, and it's the thing is, it's coming back with something that is more me than ever
Mhm.
before. Like
Mhm.
when I was doing the whole Kid Matthews thing, uh, it just didn't seem. I don't know. It didn't feel. I guess I was trying to be something that I wasn't. And nowadays, um,
Mhm.
I'm being me. I'm loud. I'm, I'm not happy go lucky. I'm getting to the freedom to be
Mhm.
whoever the hell I want to be.
Right. Yeah. Time. Time to grow up and look where you are today. It's like you look back at your career and you're like, wow, I did it this way and I broke in this way. The first promos, you spill you make the goof ups and you trip over what you learn sometimes, and now it's more you focus and what you've done. You look at your past and you're like, I could really change this character really to who I want it to be as a wrestler, and do the storyline and just punch it right out the door and get it, you know, the attention that you needed.
And that was the problem I had with when I first started, was it was just kind of, I guess, kind of catered to what everybody else wanted, or what
Mm-hmm.
they thought would look normal, like as far as like how they think I look or what their
Mm-hmm.
perception is. And it's finally to where like this past year, despite the pandemic, it's just, and it's kind of funny, like the whole pandemic had kind of like
Mm-hmm.
kind of helped shape it in a way. Um, where coming out of everything, I'm more me than I ever
Yeah.
have been or will ever be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what? When we had that pandemic, it was like, all right, the world's just gonna is shutting down right now. Like, what's going on? You know, we didn't know anything that's happened. Our personal life, you know, working day by day, and you know, I'm a garbage man by day. You know, so it was like, all right, what's gonna happen here? Like, I gotta be a civilian. Am I gonna be kept home? You know, like no. But I got to be able to go to work every day and enjoy, you know, just force myself to do what I have to do. Yeah. Still there? Oh, you freeze? I think he froze on camera, fans. And stuff like that, fans. It happens. And he froze. He's coming back. I have a feeling. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Well, fans, you know, the world of wrestling still revolves. And yeah, just wait for my guest to reappear on the podcast. Just stay tuned. Technical difficulties on his end. I think there's a storm in the area of Alabama. I'm just gonna check my messages while we're here. So stay tuned, fans. I'm going to peek my head into this comment box. What else can I talk about, fans? You know, tonight is was it War Games? Um, yeah, War Games Part 2, I believe. I don't watch as much Raw as I used to. Just leave it at that. AEW on top, you know. What else is going on? You can go your own way. You can't play any music because it's copper. Oh, Justin Sutter. Well, while I have this time, also another shout out to Podcast City member Chris Carnage. Happy birthday to you. Also, professional wrestler Laser. Happy birthday to him. He'll be on the podcast this Thursday night at 8 p.m. as well. You know what? I might have to end this episode, fans, because looks like we're a short interview tonight. Step away from it, fans. Stay tuned. All right, fans, I'm back. Sorry about that dilemma, but we don't know what's going on with this podcast. I might just have to call this hiatus for tonight. All right, fans. Well, you know what? We had some technical difficulties on the Deathmatch Russell podcast. So sorry about that. We will have another podcast with my guest, Slingshot, Shaddox, again, again. So fans, sorry for this short podcast tonight, but we had technical difficulties. But fans, you know what? Mark your calendars because this month is a busy month for the Deathmatch Russell podcast. I'm going to have to just, go through my list here of guests that are coming up this week and keep you all filled in. Like tomorrow night. The Ultimate, stay tuned at 8 p.m. tomorrow night for the Ultimate Pusher. Tyreek will be on the podcast. Tyreek will be on the podcast. The Ultimate Pusher. Stay tuned for that. Then, fans, I'll plug it now because it's going to be a fun podcast. I got not one guest, but two people will be on the podcast. I'm going to have I'm going to have a tag team of the White Claw Outlaws, AC Reddick and Chad Bartlett on the podcast. Stay tuned for that one as well at 8 p.m. All right, fans, have a good night. Till then, see you tomorrow night as I have my guest, the Ultimate Pusher, Tariq, on the podcast. And we'll be talking to him and much, much more, fans. We're going to be talking wrestling. Good night, everybody. Thank you for listening to the Deathmatch Russell podcast.
You can find more Deathmatch Russell podcasts on the following social media: DeathmatchRussell.com, follow on Twitter at DavidNJ32, and on Facebook, Facebook.com/DJDaveNJ32. Find me on Podcast City Network at PodcastCity.net, Facebook.com/Podcast City Network. Hit the like button and share, and on Twitter at PodcastCityNet. You can hear Deathmatch Russell podcast on Stitcher Radio and on iTunes. Hey, wrestling fans, check out BootandHeel.com for all your independent wrestlers, apparel, and more. Also, check out Deathmatch Russell podcast as well. www.bootandheel.com.